thought, we made some shots tonight, but our defense, particularly in our press, was not good. We let them get into open shot situations, and they're good shooters. They made them. I think the lesson for some of our new guys is you've got to, in transition, you got to do a better job of identifying the shooters. They had two guys that shot it well, and we really never identified them. And we probably pressed more than we normally would, but it's good practice for us. But it's tough to press a, five-guard team. It's they did a good job of getting up the court and get some open jump shots in those situations. But it was good for us, and I thought we had pretty good movement. I thought Frank and Johnny did a really good job at the point. Andrew obviously shot it. Tyus played very well again tonight. So I thought overall, you want to get something out of these exhibition games. I thought we got a lot out. We got a lot of defensive things we can show them that I think will help us to get better. But we've had two really good games that I think will help us. Questions?
Jim, given the shooters you lost on last year's team, how important is White in this year's offense?
Well, I think that we lost three guys that could really shoot, and we knew that coming into the summer that we would like to get somebody that could shoot, and we're fortunate to get Andrew. And I think John Gillen's a very good shooter. He hasn't shot it well yet, but he's a good shooter. And I think Tyus has shot the ball extremely well, and Tyler Lydon hasn't, but he will. So I think we've got more than enough shooting. Andrew showed tonight how effective he can be shooting the basketball. He didn't have a lot of time, and he still knocked those shots down. So, but it was good. I thought Johnny and Frank really combined to play very, very well together. So, each in his own time frame. But it was good.
With Frank and John, how much flexibility does that give you, being that you can play?
Well, it's good to have two guys that can play the point, and they both are good players, very good players.
Andrew White shot 8 of 12 tonight. I mean, what did you like about his game offensively?
Yeah, the ball was going in. I like that. He's a shot maker, and we want to get him into situations where he gets those looks. He's a very, very good shooter, and he's learning our defense. Made some errors that he can correct defensively, and I think we can get better offensively, getting him some looks. But it is still pretty early yet. But we're doing some real positive things on offense, I think.
Jim, these games can be hard for the big guys, but are they going to mirror some of the other games you're going to see in the non-conference part of the schedule?
Well, you're going to have some smaller teams, and that's why we just play zone. We're not going to have our 7-foot guys chasing 6'2" guys around the court. It's not productive for anybody. But, you can learn from these games. They're harder to press. I mean, we get practice on our press, and it's a good experience to have to play that many guys. They got 5 ball handlers and 3 or 4 shooters. So, it's different coverage. It's a different type of defense. When you play bigger guys, you have to make sure you're able to cover bigger guys, and we couldn't do that last year. So that's something that we don't see from games like this. So, you take each game for what it's worth, and each game gives you some things you can work on, some games that help you, and then you're going to play other teams that are completely different, and that's really what the non-conference schedule is. You play all different kinds of teams, bigger teams, smaller teams, medium. Helps you get ready for conference play. We got a lot of those tough games ahead of us, and we need to learn a lot. We've got a lot of work to do. We just have when you lose your 3 best perimeter players, it's just a whole different team from that point of view. And we've got a lot of work. Pascal's a long ways away. He's got a lot of work to do to get back up to speed. Didn't play much as a freshman, and then didn't play last year. So he's got a lot of work to do, and it's going to take a while to get to where we would like to get to. we're a long ways from there. Last year, we played just as well in the beginning of the year as we did in the middle of the year at the end of the year. Might have played some of our best basketball in the very beginning of the year. But that's what happens when you have, 5, 6 guys that are playing, nobody else, and so they get better quicker.
Jim, you spoke pretty highly of Torian last week. What's your assessment of how he played today?
Yeah, I mean, he's a very good low post player, mid post player, and he's got a good touch. He's got long arms. He struggles on defense, which is normal for a big freshman particularly playing out in the forward spot. But he's a good passer. He's good around the basket. He's one of the best, or best low post players that we've had in terms of things he can do down there. He uses both hands well.
Jim, I imagine someone who got some good film tonight, he'll look back and learn from his highest defensively. It seemed like their shooters were really attacking him on the perimeter.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it was him. It was him a couple times, but a couple times one time it was John, one time it was Andrew, one time it was Tyler Lydon. So I wouldn't put it all on him. I think it was a combination of guys, and I don't think we had good hands, and I don't think we did a good job till later keeping the ball out of the high post. We finally made a couple deflections, got a couple steals there. We're not getting many steals in these 2 games, and that's concerning because we depend on, with our defense, turning people over, and I don't think we're doing a good job of that right now.
Jim, how do you think Frank has improved since last year?
Well, he's more confident shooting the ball, and I think he's stronger, much stronger than he was last year. He's still got a lot to learn. He took the floater once early when he could have got to the basket. He's got to see those things, and I think I think he's gotten much stronger mainly, and he's much more confident shooting the ball. And he sees the court. He always has seen the court well. That's a very strong part of his game. And he had 7 assists tonight. That's what we expect that. I think John was more aggressive offensively shooting the ball tonight. In the first game, he was really more of a passer. So they're both good players. I think there'll be occasions we play them together some this year. But we'll see how it goes. I think we've got to figure out the best combinations, and that'll take a while probably for this team. I have some ideas, but it'll probably take a while.
What's the next step for Pascal offensively?
Well, he's not ready offensively. We need to get him rolling to the basket, get him around the basket, and he needs to get some offensive rebound situations, and they really haven't been there that much for him. He's really a work in progress. He's not that important. They're shooting all their shots from the perimeter. He's really not that much of a factor in games like this. So you have to wait until you play against bigger people and see when we need him. This game, he's not much of a factor. They're not coming in there, and they're doubling him all the low post stuff. So he does a good job. Actually, they all did a catching, and when they doubled, passing it out, did a good job getting it out. And we got open shots, but. It's early. Those are all things you got to get better at. But he's got a lot of work to do offensively. He won't be there this year. It's not happening this year. Don't be waiting for that. Some things are possible. Some things are just in your dreams. Fortunately, I don't dream too much. I must be too old. Yeah.
What was the conversation with Matt about redshirting this year? What was that?
He missed so much time. I think he's a really good player. I think he's missed so much time that he got out of shape, and he's still not in shape, and it wouldn't be because he just started working. And it would take him another month to get in shape, and by that time we're going to have 4 or 5 games against top 15, 20 teams, and he wouldn't be ready to play. He'd waste all that time. And, Trevor Cooney, Mike Benajay, I can go down a list of guys who, Lazar Sims, it depends how far you want to go back, but we've redshirted probably 15 guys that have ended up being captains or starters of our team. Mike Hopkins, there's a long list of guys. And he would be the 9th, 10th man, and, that guy doesn't play much anyway, and he's not in shape, So it'd be foolish for him to play this year when he can play at the other end and have a senior year like Trevor Cooney did last year. He's a very talented kid. And the other factor is there are 3 forwards, Andrew White, Tyler Roberson, Tyler Lydon, two a 4th senior, a 5th-year senior, and a guy that could be a first-round draft pick. They're playing in the forward spot. So there's just really doesn't matter even if he gets better. There's not playing time there for him. Next year we'll have 4 or 5 guys maximum coming back. So now you have a great opportunity to play, and you have a great opportunity this year to just go to work on your game. And the thing I like about Matt, he was in early practicing the other day. He works hard in practice. He's going to come in and work hard. And all the guys that we've redshirted in the last few years have really worked hard in the off season, like Mike did, like Wesley Johnson did. They've really worked hard, and Pascal worked really hard, and they benefit from that. And playing 3-4 minutes a game isn't any benefit at all, and that's what it would end up being. So, but there's no question if he hadn't lost all that time, it might have been a little different. But it's still he's playing against. It's not his ability; it's the 3 guys that are in front of him. Okay? All right. We'll see you Friday.